Hello, everyone. Glenda Mollett here, and welcome to my craft room this morning. It's a dreary, drizzly, icky winter day here, so it's a perfect day to spend time in my craft room creating classes for next month. I'm so excited to present the New Horizons Suite as my class in the middle of the month. And of course, all my Facebook Lives and YouTube Lives are going to have awesome stamp sets from the new mini and the Sale-a-Bration brochure as well. So thanks so much for spending time with me today. I hope you enjoy this utterly awesome card that I got. Utterly awesome card. I'm going to be using Awesome Otters today. This is one of the new Sale-a-Bration sets that you can get for a minimum $60 orders here in Canada. And I'm going to share with you how to pair that with the Simply Marbelous designer paper to make a really quick and easy card. This card does not take long at all. So I'm going to flip you down to my desk view and we'll get started. So here's the card we're going to make today. It uses the Simply Marbelous designer paper in the background, and then I stamp the sentiment on a piece of it as well. And then stamped the floating otter, die cut it with the hippos, colored it with Stampin Blends, and then blended some blue in the background, balmy blue, just to tone down the whiteness of it. The bottom is embossed with my absolutely beautiful, best liked embossing folder at the moment called Splatters, and it comes as a duo. There's the stripes and the splatters embossing folder come together. Now these are 3¼ inches, so you can use them in your mini Stampin' Cut machine. I'm going to be using splatters, not the stripes today. And the Hippo and Friends dies. I think it's this one. Just let me test the size. Yep. So we're going to use one of these ones, but you could use one of those as well. You don't have to have the rectangular shape. Let me get this off here. We could very easily do it that. Maybe I'll do that one. Did I prep enough? Oh, my cardstock's not wide enough. Otherwise, I would use that one, but it's not wide enough. So we'll go with this one. But you can see how flexible this card is. You could even do one of these as well. And then for the finishing touch, I'm going to add some polished dots because I think they look like bubbles. Okay, so you can find the recipe, a link to the recipe in the description of this video. It's very easy. We have an envelope, balmy blue card base, the normal size, 5¼ by 4 basic white for the inside, 5¼ by 4 Misty Moonlight, and then 5⅛ by 3 7/8 Simply Marbelous designer paper to layer on top of that. So this is the other side that I used for that piece, or for the sentiment. So I've got a little piece of that, and I just noticed that I need another one of the Hippo and Friends dies. This one I'm going to die cut, and then a piece of Misty Moonlight that is 1⅛ by 4, and a piece of basic white that is 1 by 4. Not basic white, sorry, balmy blue. Now, what I did forget to do in the recipe is tell you about this piece. This is a piece of basic white that's 2 by 3 to do the die cut on. So I apologize for that. I had it all already typed up and turned into a PDF before I figured that out. Okay, so let's go ahead and stamp with Misty Moonlight. Apparently I forgot that color in the recipe as well. So I'm going to stamp "You Are Utterly Awesome" on this piece of designer paper. That is 1 by 2. And I'll die cut that out. this away so I don't get it everywhere. I'm going to die cut this out, and I'll do it in a sec, but I'm going to get my die on here. There we are. So that's ready to go. This piece I'm going to die cut first, and then I'll stamp or die cut the, then I will stamp the otter on it. Holy man. It'll be one of those days when my mouth doesn't know what to say. Okay. I treated myself to a brand new mat this morning. Oh my. Do you find that your first cut with a brand new mat is hard? Good morning, Carmen. All right, running this through. Got those pieces. Now I'm going to take the balmy blue piece that needs to be embossed and put it inside my splatters embossing folder. And it doesn't matter how you put it in there because there's no straight lines on this one. Oops. All right, just running through the machine to get texture on it. And that's it for the machine work. Isn't that lovely? Oh, I love that embossing folder. Okay, let's just get these pieces out here, ready to go. And then we'll finish the stamping off. Okay, there's that done. Dies out of the way. We'll bring in the piece for the inside. So I stamped the floating otter on the inside because he's just so cute. And I'm using Memento ink because I'm going to color them in using the Stampin Blends. So we'll just put that one down there. Like that. And then the envelope. Right down at the bottom. Because I never send out a naked envelope. I like to keep my postal people happy too. So this is that die cut piece, and I'm going to stamp the floating otter on it, also in Memento. But if you see on the front, I didn't put them on there straight, so I'm just going to tip it a bit. Just add a little bit of interest instead of having everything lined up straight. Just wait till it transfers the ink on. There we go. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start by coloring in the otter for the inside and let this one dry a bit. So this is crumb cake. I'm using the light and the dark crumb cake. And I'm just going to go all over the otter with crumb cake light. And then I'll go back and do the highlights in crumb cake dark. What I'm going to do is everything except the nose and the eyes. And of course around the water drops. And then there's that little teeny bit in the ear. But I'm going to do that too. There we go. Okay, so there's the light. Now, what I did was I just went over top of these marks here. And then I'm going to do his nose. Go back with the light and just blend this in a bit. There we go. Do the same thing to this one. Just avoid the eyes. Now I know the otter's eyes are supposed to be dark, but I like keeping them light. And I'm going to avoid that fish because I have, I think it's just jade I'll be coloring the fish in. I'll just go around that. These images are fun to color. And otters are a darkish brown, much more dark than what I'm using in real life, but that's okay because I have creative license as the artist. So I could basically use whatever color I want. If I wanted to have a pink otter, I could have a pink otter. I think that would be fun. But not, I didn't do that on this card. And I didn't add the birthday hat on this card either. There we go. The light on there. Go over the lines with the dark, just to do some definition between the two, the tummy and the rest of it. There's that. Hi, Connie. Now I'll go back with the light one and just blend that in a bit. There we go. Looking good. I'm not going to color the envelope though. This is dark or light balmy blue. When I get it open, I'm just going to, oh, yeah, I'm going to. I was going to say I'll do these, but then I remember I'm sponging it, so I'm just going to do those. But I want to do the water on the inside with this. There we go. I'm not coloring the whole thing, just the lines and the dots. All right, now time for some use of the blending brush. So I'll just get out my dirty paper here. Oh, okay, I can do this corner. You have to be careful when you're doing your using your blending brushes, because if I did it here, let me just lift that up a little bit. If I did it down here where this green is, it would reactivate that green and then I would have green water, and I don't want green water. So I'm just going to use that clean space there and balmy blue ink, and I just want to go very lightly. And with this, you can always add more and build your color layers, but you can't take it away once you've put it on there. It's there all along or forever. So all it's doing is just toning down the basic white a bit so that it's not quite so stark. And I'm not adding a lot of color to it. And I'm not worried about going over top of his tail or anything because I'm not adding enough color to change that. There we go. So that's all I'm doing. And then I'm going to go around the outside of the inside piece because I've started doing that recently, especially for these otters. And I really like how it makes it look like they're underwater. Now this balmy blue is very light, so it takes a lot. That's why I have my finger on the head. If you're using a darker color, then use your brush like this and you get a much lighter touch. But this one is quite dark or quite light, so I don't have to worry about that. I'll just go over top of the corner, add some color in there, and then up the other side. And it doesn't look like much until you get it on the inside of your card. If you were to put it up against a white inside, and a little bit more down there. There we go. Not much. Okay. Get this inside. Put some Stampin' Seal on it. Like this. Isn't that cute? I just love these dudes. I did forget to put Wink of Stella on there, so let's just do it right now before I close it. I'm just going to add Wink of Stella all over, including the ears, and then on the water drops. There we go. So that's the inside done. Now, the outside. I'm going to build it all on this piece of Misty Moonlight, and then it gets popped up on dimensionals on the inside. Let's do this side. Let's see what that looks like. Looks like surf water. You know, when it's up against the rocks. It looks more like the foamy water at the edge of the rocks. So we'll use that. Because we have seen otters floating around right up against the shore where this foamy water happens. Yeah, I love that set, Carmen. You're right. They are cute. All right, let's get some adhesive on here, and I'm going to layer this onto this piece of Misty Moonlight, which is 1 1/8 by 4, and this piece of Balmy Blue is 1 by 4. So it's just going to go across there like that, and then we'll put this flat on the card front. This card doesn't take any time at all. This layout you could use for anything and really whip up a bunch of cards if you needed them. Oh, I just noticed this is overlapping here a bit, and I don't want it to overlap. So cut that off into my garbage can. Yay, I remembered my garbage can again. Some days things happen. Okay, so there's that. And this is going to flat. So the only thing popped up is this whole layer. I'll put that down here. You are utterly awesome. Isn't that adorable? I love it. I love it. Okay, and now the otter itself. And it goes flat on the card front as well. Just like that. Oops, there goes that. Right, flip it over. Dimensionals. And I always used to put lots of dimensionals on, especially in the center, because I didn't like it to collapse on me. But recently I was at a Stamping Up event, and the person that was doing it said, leave your center so that there's no dimensionals on there. So when you go put it through the mail and it needs to compress, it can. The embossing folder is, hang on, Connie. It's Stripes, or it's the Splatters ones from Stripes and Splatters. I love the fact that they have the stripes and splatters this year that goes so well with all of the sea themed stuff. I did get a chance to play with my new Seize the Day bundle, and I've created a card for Thursday for my Facebook Live stamping that I'm calling Dancing Sea Otter. So if come on into my VIP group on Thursday, holy macaroni, January the 20th at 8 o'clock. And I will show you my card. It will all be revealed. It is so cute. Can you guess what stamp set I used with the Awesome Otters to create my Dancing Sea Otter card? Oh, I didn't color the fish in. I should do that. I'm just putting Winky on here because, you know, you can never have too much Winky. Okay. And I'm using Just Jade. You're very welcome, Connie. And we're going to color in this fish with the light first. And you can just leave it at just the light if you want. But I'm going to take the dark and put a little bit of interest. We went to our son, speaking of fish, we went to our son's place for dinner the other night and he had tuna, teriyaki tuna. Oh my good Lord, it was good. Ah, could be, Connie, could be. Okay, polished dots. They come in Calypso Coral and they say very vanilla, but what to me they look white. So that's what I'm choosing to use them. But you see this one here, this little errant one here, it's on the wrong side. So it's going to get used. And we'll pop one here. And we'll pop one there. And then up there, it'll look like bubbles. Now these ones, these they call Calypso Coral. They would have worked on there too. Just gives it a bit of a pinky tinge. There we are. Talk about a super quick and easy and absolutely adorable card. And I like it with both of the papers. What do you think? Do you think both of the papers work? This is out in the ocean. This is in the against the shore at the where the sea foam is. There we go. Oh, I got this one a lot lighter than I did that one. That's all right. I can go over it again. Kind of looking at the blending and I'm thinking I'll just go over it again. This is the light, just like that. And it'll just darken it up just a tad. And yes, I'm coloring over top of my Wink of Stella. Did you notice that? Okay, I'm not going to do the inside. Let's just do the outside so that the tummy area is a lot lighter than the rest of it. There we go. Perfect. Yes, I agree, Carmen. Both papers work. The bubbles and the faces on these little dudes are so cute. Thank you very much, ladies, for your kind comments. I hope you have enjoyed this journey on how to create a quick and fast, simply awesome, awesome Otters card. And I hope you join me on Thursday night at 8 o'clock in my VIP group. And the link is in the comments if you don't have that link. On Thursday, January the 20th at 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific time for a dancing sea otter card. Thanks so much, everyone, for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Stampin' Smiles. Bye for now.